Well, looks like the stream is garbage. Garbage. Well, I don't know if this will work. But sorry guys. Hey Dave, how's it going? Garage Arts time. Yep, Garage Arts time. Garage. No. Garage time. And hold on one second. How are we doing? All right. Check this out. Let's get to live. Hey, all right. Thanks for the likes, guys. Got 2 already. That's amazing. How's it going, Dave? What does it say? Same old, buddy. Hope you and yours are well. Yeah, we're doing well. Shoot, you know what? I'll be right back. I left my glasses inside the house. My other glasses. I'll be right back. I don't know if you can still hear me. I left my glasses inside the house. My other glasses. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm seeing some movement. It looks like I'm there. Thanks for the likes, guys. Maybe just everybody's just so busy. It is Wednesday during work hours, so a lot of people will probably be at work or at school. That's when I usually have my days off, is during the week versus the weekend. So weekend streams are very rare unless I take the time off. So let's see here. We have our foam piece. I don't know if you can see this piece of foam. It's like layered, 4 layers of foam to make this big fat guy. Hey, Melody. Yeah, I saw that. I'm sorry. I don't usually get too many sales through that website. So yours would probably be a third sale since I've had my stuff on there. And that would be maybe 5 years, 4 or 5 years. But I will definitely reach out to them, figure out what's going on. Um, yeah, I don't use it enough to be familiar with the API code. I think sounds like I know what it has to do with the site API. I know what that stands for. Of course, internet sucks. Oh, application programming interface. So I'm assuming it has to do with their website. And I'll have to see, because I mean, the website is up and um, they always do the Minnesota Fair. So the website's got to be, it has to function for anybody that can't get to the fair that wants to order, or any time of the year. But I'm just trying to figure out, is this a good tool to use to make some marks? So let me, it's almost like doing potato, like making a stamp out of a potato. Come on. Let's see. This might be too much. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you just have to play it by ear. Trying to get like a pixelated look. Hopefully it doesn't dry before I can get to manipulating it once it's applied. Or I would just leave it like this, because you do a lot of stuff kind of like this. Kind of utilizing this decalcomania process. I like trying out different materials and see what kind of marks they come up with. You could do it like a brick wall by starting on this side now, and maybe rotating it just to give it a little variation. Hopefully we got enough of this yellow. Okay. Looks red. Thanks. I'm just like a little kid. Let me just go in the studio and just play around. I appreciate you hanging out, Melody. Especially on a Wednesday. Wednesday, just after lunch, just after noontime. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're getting low on the yellow. Might have to mix another batch of it. But that makes me happy that you're interested in buying some of my art, because usually it just sits there. Not that I push it too much, um, but they're there. I figure if somebody wants it, I give them the links. I don't try to advertise it too much. I know that's kind of terrible as somebody that's trying to make their living as an artist, but like I said, I don't make too many sales, so that's why I have the job. That pays the bills, and the art, if it does sell, supplements it. I'm even worse at it. I don't even sell my shit. I just pile out. Nice. Thanks, Jan, for dropping by. Yeah, same here. Uh, I have a pile. I have a stack of canvases right next to where I'm working. Some finished, some not, but they're bigger pieces, and they take up a lot of space. That's the thing with doing large scale works. It's like if you're not putting it somewhere to be shown or trying to sell it, actively trying to get it out of here, sell it, it just sits around and takes up space. And if you don't have the storage, it just adds up and becomes just more junk. So each piece should have a home. This one I have, it's up on that website, Melody. It's the one called The Fool. It's like 5 foot by 7 foot. And I had it up at the Minnesota State Fair, and somebody almost bought it, but they never came back. I, and there are people that go there, like, you go there to see um, what kind of local fair they can find. So local artists, and they showed me some of the stuff they had in their place. They were from Chicago, and they had some big pieces and some nice stuff. So I think it kind of aligned with their aesthetic as far as what they were collecting and stuff, but just never happened. It's still up on the website for sale. I was thinking of bringing it up to my brother's. He has a shop in Minneapolis. He runs a gardening shop, and they have like a big warehouse, and they have some wall space. I was thinking of just having it up there, just because it just sits in my garage for now. and is not being seen. The last time I showed it was at this local coffee shop. I got I got some good feedback. People said that they enjoyed it. And I'm like, that's surprising. Most people don't. Oh wow, cool that your brother has a shop. Yeah, he's the more practical one. He's 14 months younger than me. He's always been more of the go-getter. I just did stuff, and anything he did, I would try to do it too. Like when he started swimming for the Boys and Girls Club swim team, uh, I had to jump on board. When he started skateboarding, I had to do it, but he stopped after some years, and I kept going. So if it weren't for my brother, I probably would have never got into skateboarding. And that was definitely a huge passion of mine throughout my life. As I mentioned in my bio, you want the Kieran? You and somebody else, Jan. I still haven't touched it since I started doing uh, these pieces. I kind of wanted to take advantage of the weather so I can work in the garage until it gets too cold or to be out here. So uh, yeah, hopefully like maybe by November or December, if not sooner. So I'm sure I won't be out here past October. Usually it starts to get cooler towards the end of the month, and then it's hard to be out here. I need more of this yellow though. I will outbid them. They might have a budget, so you probably win. I'll drive to you and pick it up. I mean, I don't have a problem uh, shipping it. I mean, where are you at, Jan? Are you in the Midwest? I appreciate that. That's awesome. Find out you're in Alaska. Not to say that Alaska's bad, but I've never been up there. My step grandfather used to take trips with friends to go fishing out there, but I've never been myself. Farthest north I've been, um, I don't know if Vancouver or Thunder Bay, one of those two. Thunder Bay is north, kind of north of Minnesota, and I'm sure everybody knows where Vancouver is. I think I've been to Vancouver a couple times. It's nice up there. The sound, Victoria. Um, is it Victoria, BC? It's very beautiful. I was fortunate to be able to go a few times. I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Seattle. And I think my brother and I, when we went out to visit, one time we drove from Seattle up to Vancouver. Oh, Arkansas? Okay. That's not that far. Not as far as Alaska. All right. This might be a little bit more watery than the last batch. Maybe I could just dip it. Just do a little dippity dab instead of brush it on. Yes. It's almost like a little yellow brick wall. The yellow brick wall. Oh, shoot. Well, that was nice. Okay. Rotate so it doesn't all look the same. Not too bad. We had a great aunt in Washington State, so we went to visit her in the 80s and jumped up to the World Fair in Vancouver. I think it was 1984. Oh, wow. Vancouver World Fair held in the Vancouver area. All right. That'd have been kind of interesting. World Fair. All right. I don't know. This might be like a one-time use. Unless I can clean it, but once the paint gets into the porous areas, turns it into a whole different thing. All right, let's see. I'm wondering if it's supposed to rain today because it's looking kind of gray too. We have our friend, the neighbor dog next door. He's very vocal. Now the side has a kind of a different texture to it than this larger face. So the side is more like the air bubbles, and the front is just kind of like a slightly textured surface. So not sure. The air bubbles are kind of small, so it might just, with all the paint, might not turn out to be much unless you use the smallest amount of paint, or maybe ink. Well, yep, that paint was a little bit more watery than the first batch, so it's kind of running. You could swing by and see Nick on my way to you too. Oh, get some hot pot. Oh, didn't you like buy or purchase? Oh, what was the piece he was working on? What's that actor's name? I always forget his name. Matthew McConaughey. Did he ever finish that, or was he touching it up for you? Yeah, I haven't done a celebrity image in a while. I have somebody at my job who's a John Wayne fanatic. I don't know how fanatic he is, but he has a room of John Wayne memorabilia, which his wife tolerates, but I don't think she appreciates. He said he was trying to sneak some of the images outside of that room and hang them up like in a nearby hallway, and she noticed it right away. He's like, "We're not having this." But I told him I had done a tiny portrait of a young John Wayne, just like black and white, a while back. It came out his face. I made the face a little too narrow, but other than that, it wasn't too bad of a likeness. And I can't remember if I gave it away to somebody at like an art fair I was doing locally here, or they bought it. I can't remember. So he was like, "Oh, if you ever, it's like if you have a particular image in mind, give me a picture or let me know, and I could possibly redo one. As long as it's small, it's a gift to my wife." Oh, he's touching it up. Is she a big fan of his, I'm assuming? Yeah, towards the end there, it wasn't too bad. I'm not sure what needed touched up, but after the many attempts, she's a fan. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with that, but yeah, I think I lost what you can kind of see, like the seams or what would be considered the grout areas of this painted brick wall. Um, but the upper part's not running, whereas the lower part is. But I might just leave it like that. There'll be definitely more layers. I should have muted it, but I was thinking I was going to lose some yellow of the background, the the earlier layers. So you know what I could do, is I've been drying some of the surface area, and since areas that are thicker don't dry as fast, I dry it to a certain point, and then I can wipe off the excess paint, and it leaves behind a much more interesting pattern than what I initially laid down. So if I hit it with the hair dryer for a little bit, which is going to make a little bit of noise, then I could do that. And we're sitting at, it's almost 1 o'clock, so I got about 40 minutes, 50 minutes if I cut it. So All right, I'm hoping the lower half doesn't wipe completely off because it was more liquidy. So let me grab, and I do still have a little bit of that paint in my palette or little trough. I haven't used any of the latex paint on it yet. Thanks for live streaming, Omizu. Have a great rest of your day. It's always great to see you. Your progress and technique got it right. Thanks, Melody. Yeah, I'll get back to you about what's up with the website if you're still interested. And I appreciate you coming by. It's always nice to have other artists to chit chat with. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's try to reuse this. We got a lot of paint coming off of there. Now it's hard to see because it's the yellow. Cool, sounds good. All right, take care, Melody. Thank you. I don't want to lose any of the open areas. So if I can get some of this to remove. Yes. I think we lost that whole bottom area. No, maybe not. I just have to be real gentle with it and use fresh paper towels. Uh-oh. That is almost a wrap on that box. I know I have another box in here somewhere. Oh, I might have to reuse one of those guys. Yeah, since the paint was a little thicker on the upper half, I don't have as much on the lower half. But we're getting some of that underpainting showing through again. I didn't want to lose a lot of the whites of the canvas primer. I don't know how well this might just put paint back onto it. No, you definitely need a fresh paper towel. I gotta find that other box, and I might have to run and get some more for future use. Yeah, this process kind of tends to eat up a lot of paper towels. I use these shop painter's towels from Home Depot or Lowe's. They come in a box. All right, any white areas? Come on. Always got to hit the white areas with the clean parts of the paper towel. Some of that pink still shows through. Typically, because the spray paints I've been using, the Krylon and the Rust-Oleum are solvent-based. The acrylics will tend to not adhere fully to them. Depends on how thin or thick the paint is, the underpainting. There's a lot of the spray paint this acrylic doesn't always hold. But there's an impression left behind from whatever dried or whatever was able to dry. And I kind of like that ghostly look. And as long as some of the underpainting shows through, it's nice to get some of that original color. Used to just like leave the layer on there and let it dry. And then it didn't take long before I figured out, oh, you can wipe some of this stuff away. When I first started off, I would lay the paint down, either blot it with wet paper towel or plastic, and then I realized you could lay down a layer of acrylic paint, splash some water on it, wherever the water was sitting or pooling, that would get taken up when you blotted it, and then the rest of it would stay. You can also hit it with the hairdryer to kind of speed up that drying process for the paint. This way, it's the thicker the paint areas, it kind of acts as the water sitting on top. And I would have to do those paintings, them laid flat on a surface versus on the wall. If I was doing the water technique, just throwing the water on it, letting it dry, and then wiping it off or blotting it off. All right, so our next layer is going to be on this one. Not sure if I use the same yellow. We got about 26 minutes to do that. Hey, Sabrina Suburban Garden, welcome. Thank you for dropping by and saying hello in chat. I appreciate it. I could hit that with the hair dryer, but why if it's just going to sit there and dry slowly anyway. But I'm not sure if I want to use the yellow on that side. The yellow will turn a lot of stuff green. It'll turn the red kind of orangish. It's almost like putting a thin filter across the surface. Unless there are open areas that leave that underpainting showing through. So what? We did yellow on this side. It started off yellow. I could do kind of should I mute the yellow with purple? Do something more muted. Let me try that. Drop a little bit of purple in here. Just the tiniest amount. See what that does. Let's mix that in there. Definitely going to need more paint. Ah, crud. Well, kind of turned it a brownish color, which we already have a brown. This is a little lighter than the brown. This is more like, oh, what is it? Not sienna. What's the name? Is it raw sienna? I'm thinking probably raw sienna. And it's a little bit lighter than what we have already down there, so that's fine. Yellow and purple making that brown. Guess it depends on which yellow and which purples you're using. This one, let me add a little bit more. Of a matte medium and a little bit more of the yellow. I'm going to lighten it up. It'll probably turn it more ochreish. Get our ochre on. Well, I'm not going to use that. You know what? Huh. Let me try. I will use that thing again, but I'm not going to use the larger face. I'm going to use the sides and see what that does. I can do narrower bricks. I love bricks. All right, let's. Where's my water? Yep, this is more, I guess, kind of a honey color. Not quite ochre, but close to it. And maybe raw sienna looking, but a little lighter. Okay. All right, where's our thing? And I will just dip it. Hopefully we got enough. And I'll do what I did. I'll just go across. And thing is I got multiple sides, so I can use a few of these sides. Poop brown bricks. Poopy brown bricks. Poopy brown bricks. Well, no, I probably should have mixed more paints. Okay, hold on, guys. Gotta get some of this paint back into an area where I can work on it. Come on. Ah, boy. Gotta make some more. Oh, dang it. Yeah, let me just wipe this off, though. Well, let me dip it. That might help. And we'll get a different cloth. The thing kind of absorbs some of the paint since it's porous. I don't want to lose that texture. So if I can get most of it out, that would be good. Alright, so we need more yellow. Yeah, we're going to need more. Okay, and a dash of the purple. Alright, guys, we got 13 minutes or 23 minutes, depending on what I'm going to be running a little behind. Medium here, and then just a little bit of water. It's already in the brush here. The color is not quite matching, that's alright. This will be close enough. And just kind of get a good mix. Yep, it's a little darker. Let me just add a little bit more yellow to it. There we go. I have to say, these Dick Blick acrylics, studio acrylics, are not too bad. Alright. Those might be a little more liquidy than I was hoping for, probably because of all the liquid that was in the brush. Let's get this mixed decently, and then we can keep making our mess. Alright, put that in there. Let me move this out of the way because I need to step closer to the side. Excuse me, guys. Yay! Okay, guys. Let me clean that brush out. We'll put that in there. I'm lurking. Work is a shit show today. Well, I hope I don't say the same thing when I go in. Yesterday was an odd day for me at my job. You'd think in healthcare people would care about their patients. Well, I found out yesterday they left some to fend for themselves, so I was a little disappointed in some of the people I was working with. But our hospital recently went through a change of guard, new owners, so they've been transitioning for the last 2 years, and I recently heard that the old CEO is leaving, and I assume that means that is the last step in the changing of the guard. I'm sure he got a pretty nice severance. It's like you wonder why these places end up going out of business or not being able to provide the services that they once had been able to. And because nowadays it's like the hospital doesn't do jack squat for people anymore. And I get it. I don't know. Things change. It just seems weird. I mean, I've only been there almost 5 years. And I've never been in healthcare before. I'm not medical staff, so I'm sure what they experience is something completely different than what I've experienced, whether it's good or bad. All right. But yeah, just a little disappointed yesterday. Not the fact that they made me actually work, but that they say that they care, but they really don't. All right. And I don't want to get rid of this brown, but it's going to dry up. If I put it in here, that's not going to cover it. It's too big. I don't have a lid for this. And I don't have another container to put it in. I don't have a lid. Well, I could do this, but it could be dried out by tomorrow. put a wet paper towel over it. Yeah. Semi-cover it. Let's see if that does anything. Well, that is a wrap, guys. It is 1:30. I just have enough time to clean it up over here. Let me do this brush. Oh, I thought that was clean water. Somewhat clean. Oh, and shoot. Unless I have the other paper towels out here. I don't have anything to blot this with. But actually I do. Okay. I got some. Let me hit this real quick. Alright guys, let's wipe this down. I have to use this water. Ooh, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess. See if we can get any more without spreading too much around. Okay. all around that. Blot, 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 blot. Move it. Blot, blot. Okay. Ooh, that's got a lot of paint on it. Okay. And we have a couple more. Hopefully, I don't need more than these two. I might have some other ones. Just these. Ooh, I can't wait to try this on an extra large scale. This will be pretty fun. Okay. This one I think I let sit a little longer than the yellow side. So there's more paint left behind, more dried paint. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, we could use one more. It's definitely bringing that color back around. Okay, these are all hard. Those are all hard. This one's kind of not hard. A little crusty though. If we can reuse it, then we can. We'll reuse it. What time is it? Yep. I'll have to wrap up here really quick. Now I can keep doing this, and since the acrylic isn't quite cured all the way, I could just keep removing the layer, which I don't want to do too much, but I want to bring back the underpainting, at least some of the vibrant sea of the underpainting. I think I got it. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be a wrap, guys. Let me get my stuff together. My water bottle. I didn't use my iPad at all. I don't know why I brought that. We don't need that. We'll be good on anything drying on its own. That pocket. And we need this for sure. Oh, it wasn't even plugged in. Did it get disconnected? Okay, well. Okay. Put this up here. And we'll sign off. Alright, guys, I'll show you exactly what we did. It's harder to see on the yellow side. I could have let it sit a little longer. You could see the residual image kind of pattern that it left behind. It's somewhat translucent. Yeah, you can see it right on top of the pink there. This one you can make it out more. See that lighter brown, the tannish color sitting on top of the blue there. The residual leftover of paint. Just another layer. Yeah, this one didn't show as much, but I'm glad some of the original underpainting is still kind of showing through. This top layer of yellow. Yeah, the lower area we lost quite a bit because it was very and then dry as well. But that's fine. That's fine. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me on this journey of creating these abstract pieces. We still got a ways to go. So thank you guys for joining. The Dude 174, Jan, Sabrina Sperman Garden, Melody Provenzano. Check out Melody's channel at Melody Provenzano. She's a wonderful painter. I don't know if Jan, do you do anything on YouTube? And Old School Dave, thank you for joining us today. And I'll see you guys next time. Hope you all have a great day, evening, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for all the likes and the subs recently. Thank you guys. And catch me again, possibly tomorrow. All right. Take care, everyone. And until next time, bye for now. Sorry for the shaky.